What's up, guys? Back with another full day of eating video. This one I know is not quote unquote more healthy, but it's healthy enough, and I'm still hitting my protein goals. You will learn over time, whilst you are trying to get in shape, that the calories and macros are always going to be most important. Obviously, you shouldn't be eating protein shakes and Oreos, but at the end of the day, if you are hitting those two main goals, visually at least, your body's not going to change all that much. Now, I know there are studies here and there that may say otherwise. However, for the most part, like I said, you pretty much just need to hit those right numbers. I actually prefer to eat less sort of quote unquote health foods because some of them actually don't digest well for me, especially like rice. Even though I had that last week, it didn't digest very well, and I suffered because of that. For whatever reason, certain carbohydrates I just can't process. I don't know how I got like that, but ever since the past couple years, it's been like that. It's also like that with nuts for me. Like nuts and like super bulky carbohydrates are just not easy for me to digest. I will also say that like eating a lot of dietary fat, having a high fat intake, that also is harsh on my digestive system. For someone else, it might be different though. Maybe for you it's different. Maybe for you it's the opposite. Maybe for you it's actually to the point where you have to have a lot of fat, or it's easy for you to digest fat and it's hard for you to digest carbohydrates. I've never heard of anything like that, but I'm not going to deny that it's a possibility in some people. I will also add that I am missing my appendix. I'm also missing my adenoid organs. So for me, I can't follow a quote unquote conventional diet. I can't follow a conventional bodybuilding lifestyle where you're eating 5 to 6 meals a day because the food would just get stuck in my system half the day. It took me, good grief, close to maybe 10 years to finally figure out that I really have to alter my routine in order to feel any sort of quote unquote normalcy, if you want to call it that. Because as you can see, this is not a conventional diet. This is not something that most people would probably follow when they're trying to build muscle or lose weight or stay in shape or just have improved body composition. Most people would probably need to do what? Have a nice high protein breakfast, maybe some egg whites, oatmeal, some kind of vegetable and fruit or something of that nature, and then alternate various meals like that throughout the day. With me, it's different. With me, I just do juice cleanse in the morning, and that is a meal because it is calories. And then I have dinner, and that's it. It's a larger dinner. It's basically a bigger meal in the evening, smaller meal in the morning. However, I do this because I don't have certain body parts anymore. I swear, like I'm just like this pit of genetic inferiority. Small bones, missing organs, and the list goes on. I still try to make it work though. As you can see, I'm still trying to build something here. That leads me to this point though, which is, I feel like so many people out there, and in fact, I would say most people out there who have good genetics are just out of shape and just lazy buttholes. Really. Seriously. Because, you know, you can normally tell, even if somebody's quote unquote out of shape, like I'll go outside or go out somewhere and like see, just like there, when you go out in public, you see all kinds of people. You see small people, big people, fat people, skinny people, in shape people, you know, jacked people, you know, you see all kinds of body types. Even if I see somebody who's like morbidly obese, I can tell just because I have learned so much about fitness. I can tell that somebody has good genetics regardless of whether they're, you know, severely malnourished or morbidly obese. And you can normally tell the difference by looking at proportions and overall bone size. Hold on. Sorry, I got allergies. Another genetic weak point, once again, it just doesn't stop with me. Like I was saying, normally if you look at somebody's proportions and their overall just like structure, it's hard to tell if someone has big bones, but it's mostly proportions. If you look at somebody and they still kind of have those ideal proportions, like for example, I'll use a safe example. Say you see a man and he's got a big old belly, but he's got wide shoulders, and his shoulders are still wider than his waist circumference. That person has good genetics. Now, they're a lazy piece of you-know-what, but they have good genetics. And if someone like that were to get in shape, if someone like that were to put the kind of effort that I put into my routine, they could be like practically a natural Mr. Olympia. But they never do it. And so, in a way, having bad genetics is actually kind of an opportunity in a way. Because you know you have to actually put in effort. And you can use work ethic to become something great. You'll never become the greatest, but you can become something great and respectable and admirable. I think I have an admirable physique. It's not that impressive. It's not the best of all time. It's not bodybuilding approved, but it is something that, number one, most people can achieve, but number two is something that is respectable because I still put in effort despite having horrendous genetics. We're talking some of the worst genetics that Alpha Destiny used to call it poverty genetics. Yeah, that's what I have. I have poverty genetics. 5'4", super ectomorphic. I've only probably gained 10 pounds in 20 years of muscle. So, I guess I will end on that note is, I'm just out here trying to do my best. This is just an update and a snapshot, a small piece of what I do every day.